Okay, this is going to be called, this is like the master carburetor of a 2.4 setup. This has got the electric choke. You can either run in front or behind, or I guess sideways. We've got the mixture set at 12 to 1. This carburetor will run totally by itself. The other carburetor that's going to come along is going to be the other carburetor without a choke. It can run by itself, so it's very easy to tune. You just tune one and shut the gas off, turn and tune the other one. This in here has the small 4.5-inch, very popular. These are factory 2.4s. Small 4.5-inch top. Now you can get an adapter to make that a 5.5 or 5 1/8, which is the size of the Edelbrocks and stuff now, but most guys want to make their own custom top. Okay, the choke, you're going to have to turn it on because I'm going to send it to you turned off. We're going to give you some instructions, though. When it gets cold, you just turn that little cap until that blade touches like that and tighten it back up. Hook your wires up to it. The heat generated by the coil in here will turn it off. We're going to be checking pressures down here, very critical. We run these things at 3 pounds. We're going to do a 9-pound test on it to see how much it'll work. But usually when we increase the pressure, the mixture gets real rich and stall the carburetor out. Stall the engine out. So here we go. See how sweet that sounds? Sweet that starts? That's your big back barrel kicking in there. 400 CFM. Rare. You don't get these maybe not even once a month. I think I sold 2 in the last 60 days. I don't think we sold any with electric choke. Usually they're manual choke. Okay. Okay, we're going to kick this down. You see that right there, 12 parts. That's federal, good federal standard. Good ratio for idle, cruising along. Now as you increase the RPM, this thing will get up there and it'll start leaning out because you don't need as much gas. Now it riches when you first hit it because it squirts it in there. But it'll eventually lean it out. Let's try our 3 pounds. Let's try our 9 pounds. Gotta put a regulator. The only thing we use is the hound. Let's watch this speed. Oh man, that's a strong one. That one there will work without a regulator. Some may do, some may don't. It depends on the size of the chamber in here. Now obviously it's got a smaller chamber and the size of the float. So that's a good one right there. We're going to get the other one, we'll match it up and we'll give you a video of both of these running together. Not at the same time, but both units on one video. I'm going to do a little talking before we start it up this time because I've been seeing that the customers have not been able to understand it with these motors revving up. We got the mixture screws set right here to meet the federal standards. When this thing comes on, this is the computer calculating exhaust gases. It's calculating the ratio of fuel and air. It should be about 12 at idle. As we rev it up, you need less liquid fuel, so it's going to thin out. We're also going to demonstrate the fuel pressure, which we run at 3. We're also going to go and demonstrate it at 9 and see if the mixture richens up. If it richens up too much, you're going to have to put a regulator on it. Would probably be better with a 2.4 setup. This is the carburetor that you can run in the front or rear. It's called the slave carburetor, or of course, we got to be politically correct. It'd be like the secondary carburetor. The other one's got the choke on it, but that's the only difference. These are both completely this unit will completely run by itself. You could take the other one off, take the gas line off to it, block it off, and run your car on this one here. You know, and run around town and impress everybody. You got 2.4s. Anyway, this has got a 4.5-inch top, which is the old style top for the original 2.4s from the factory. And but you can get an adapter. I don't know if I'm going to put a picture of that on or not. You can get an adapter to make it a 5-inch if you want. Anyway, it's got a couple holes in here for where you want to put your links. We're going to fire it up and show you that it works and rev it up. Now see how sweet that runs? You notice the power valve jumping up and down, they work. And we're going to let it go back here and show you that it's going to stop at 12, somewhere around there. Then we're going to rev it up a little bit and we'll shut it off. Okay. You do a 9-pound test on it? Very little. buy without a regulator. If you need a regulator, we use a Holley 12-804. The only thing we ever found that would work. The rest of them are you're guessing. And then you got to have a gauge, obviously. Got an adjusting nut and everything to turn it down. So you'll have to get a gauge and a regulator if needed. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get this thing ready for sale. We get about one of these or less of these a month, sets like this. And you've usually got a waiting list with 2 on it. We'll offer it to them first, and if not, it'll go on eBay or on the website. But I'm going to offer it to my waiting list first. Sometimes they decide not to do it. Buy 2 for us.